Let's dive into our first piece of news. Dan Hooker, the UFC lightweight contender, has recently called out Charles Oliveira following his impressive victory over Matau Gamron at UFC 305. Hooker made it clear that he's ready to face anyone in the division. Fans had been eagerly anticipating a potential showdown between Hooker and Justin Gaethje at UFC 3. However, fate had other plans. The New Zealand fighter suffered a serious hand injury, forcing him to undergo surgery and temporarily sidelining him from action. Despite the setback, Hooker has now fully recovered and is back to make his mark in the lightweight division. Now that he's back in fighting shape, Hooker has his sights set on one of the most dangerous fighters in the UFC, Charles Oliveira. Known for his Brazilian jiu-jitsu and dangerous submission skills, Oliveira has been on an impressive win streak, including his dominant title reign in the lightweight division before losing to Islam Makhachev. Hooker took to social media to call out Oliveira directly, posting on X, "Someone wake up Charlie Olives and tell him we're fighting in November." It's clear that Hooker is confident and hungry for this challenge, signaling to fans and Oliveira alike that he's ready to throw down in the coming months. What makes this call-out even more intriguing is Hooker's additional message to Armenian fighter Arman Tsarukyan. Hooker, known for his bold personality, added, "On a side note, Arman's a person and he can get it too. Daddy's home." The post suggests that Hooker is eager to make his presence known and that he's not just focused on Oliveira but is also eyeing other potential rivals in the lightweight division. Given the high stakes and both fighters' hunger to climb the rankings, a fight between Hooker and Oliveira would be an exciting one to watch. Hooker, known for his striking power and toughness, has faced some of the best in the lightweight division and has earned a reputation for never backing down from a challenge. Oliveira, on the other hand, brings a unique skill set to the table with his elite grappling and submissions, making him a dangerous opponent for anyone in the division. So what do you think of a potential Hooker versus Oliveira matchup? It's a fight that promises plenty of action, whether on the feet or on the ground. Would you like to see these two warriors go head-to-head inside the Octagon? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's hear what you think of this exciting call-out and the possible fight that could unfold later this year. Moving on to our second news, Paddy Pimblett has shut down the potential fight with Arman Tsarukyan. The rising star from the UK has been vocal about his preference for his next opponent, and it turns out Arman Tsarukyan isn't at the top of his list. In fact, Pimblett made it abundantly clear that he would rather face UFC legend Justin Gaethje than the #1 ranked Tsarukiyan. When questioned about whether he had been in discussions with the UFC regarding a potential fight with Gaethje or Tsarukiyan, Paddy didn't hold back in his response. "I'd fight anyone. As you know, I'm not asked," Pimblett said. He quickly followed up with a jab at Tsarukiyan's standing, claiming that while Arman is a very good fighter, he's not someone fans are eager to see him face. Arman's a very good fighter, but no one cares about him. You know what I mean? People just look at him and think, yeah, you yourself to fight Islam. You talk a big game, but you don't back it up." Pimblett continued, referring to Tsarukiyan's past fight with Islam Makhachev, where he came up short despite putting in a strong performance. In contrast, Pimblett highlighted that when it comes to Justin Gaethje, things are different, but everyone knows Justin Gaethje is a banger. I mean, everyone knows that if you're fighting Justin Gaethje, you're going to have a fight, Paddy said, emphasizing Gaethje's reputation for always bringing excitement and drama to the Octagon. Gaethje, known for his wild fighting style and knockout power, is considered one of the most entertaining and dangerous fighters in the UFC, and Paddy made it clear that he's eager to go toe-to-toe with the legend. And he's a legend. You know what I mean? Arman isn't, Pimblett added, further explaining why he'd prefer a bout with Gaethje over Tsarukiyan. Paddy's comments have certainly sparked debate among fans and analysts alike. While Tsarukiyan has been making waves in the lightweight division with impressive performances and a top 5 ranking, Pimblett clearly doesn't see the same appeal in facing him. For Paddy, fighting Gaethje represents a much more lucrative and exciting opportunity both in terms of prestige and public interest. As a rising star in the UFC, Pimblett is all about building his brand and securing memorable matchups that will help him become a bigger name in the sport. This stance has fueled further rivalry between the two fighters and added another layer of intrigue to the lightweight division. Will the UFC heed Pimblett's request and give him the Gaethje fight he wants? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, Paddy Pimblett is setting himself up for a big showdown, whether it's with Gaethje or someone else. Let's move on to another big piece of news in the UFC world. Arman Tsarukyan has fired back at Paddy Pimblett. Following Paddy's recent comments dismissing Arman as a worthy opponent, Tsarukiyan was clearly not pleased and made his feelings known. During a recent appearance on the Overdogs podcast with Mike Perry, Arman wasted no time addressing Paddy's remarks. Tsarukiyan didn't hold back, calling for Paddy's removal from the UFC rankings altogether. No, you gotta delete him from the rankings even. He's not even deserving to be in the top 10, Arman said, making his stance clear. Tsarukiyan wasn't done there. He broke down the recent opponents that Paddy had faced, pointing out their records. He beat the last 3 guys. It was Chandler. He had like 3 losses. It was Bobby Green. He had 3 or 4 losses. It was Tony Ferguson. He had 8 losses. That's crazy. Tsarukiyan emphasized, questioning the merit of those wins. He continued, and you want to bring that guy to fight for the title? I don't know. Smart guy? That's crazy. Arman's frustration was evident as he critiqued the quality of fighters Paddy had been beating, suggesting that those wins didn't really prove his worth as a top contender. 3 in all? 8 in all? 2 in all? Oh, that's pretty bad when you put it that way, Arman concluded, further undermining Paddy's ranking and calling into question his place in the lightweight division. But Arman wasn't finished with just a verbal jab at Paddy. He also made a bold move, issuing a high-stakes challenge to UFC featherweight champion Ilia Topuria. Arman proposed a $500,000 winner-takes-all bet, raising the stakes even further. No big bets from your own pockets. No, I can put the bets. I can put like $500,000, Arman confidently stated. If he beats me, if I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000. So I can put it that. Arman was ready to back up his words with serious financial stakes, laying down a challenge that showed he was willing to put his money where his mouth is. Okay, so he wants to make a handshake bet. If he wants to make that, so I'm down and we can shake hands fight. If I lose, I'll give him $500,000. If I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000. Tsarukiyan said, clearly ready for a showdown with Topuria. This challenge is bound to stir the pot even more in the lightweight and featherweight divisions. Tsarukiyan is not only calling out one of the UFC's rising stars, but also adding a significant financial wager to the mix, making it a fight that would capture the attention of fans and analysts alike. Will Topuria accept the challenge? And how will Paddy respond to Arman's attack on his ranking? This news has certainly set the stage for some intense matchups down the road.